Good evening guys, F4H Rosso here with the first in a series of videos about the new GT Sport Demo. Looking forward to doing these. As some of you may know, I'm a racer from Forza, looking at coming over and playing a bit of Gran Turismo in the future. So looking forward to seeing what's in store over the next couple of years. So without further ado, let's get to it. So first of all, the demo has a lot of content, and I mean a huge amount. It weighs in at 43 gigabytes. To put that into perspective, the recent Forza 7 demo was 18, and I thought that was big. 43 gigs worth of goodness. So it's got obviously the standard arcade modes, so you can go and do single race, time trials, drift trials. There's even two-player split screen options in there as well. I've not done a huge amount of arcade racing because for me the big things about the demo are the campaign and sport modes. The campaign mode's excellent. First things first is the driving school, which for Gran Turismo diehards out there is very much like the license tests from games gone by, basically. Standard fare, accelerate and brake, navigate corners, and if you get all golds in a series, you get yourself a car. But they are quite fun, very basic in terms of I guess difficulty, or what you have to do. The second one is something new to Gran Turismo in terms of like mission challenges, kind of like race scenarios, overtaking challenges, cone challenges, things like that. Stuff seen in other games previously, and quite a nice addition, I think, is the circuit experience challenges. These are quite fun. Basically, it breaks down the circuit sector by sector. So as you can see in here, we've got the Northern Isle Speedway, the Dragon Trail, which is a fantastic track, and Colorado Springs. So it gives you a good mixture in the demo of what you can expect from the full game. You get one rally track. Rallying is extremely difficult for me. A standard circuit race, which is fantastic. You get to drive the F-Type GT3, which is a brilliant car, and also some oval racing in the Northern Isle Speedway. So a nice mixture in the circuit experience category there as well. Sport mode, which is obviously what Gran Turismo Sport is centered around, which is incredibly well set up. Obviously, for those of you that have seen some footage from the closed beta, it works in an extremely similar way. Races are scheduled, so as you can see here, they're split into three categories: the N100, N300 and Group 4 races. Basically, you can qualify at any point during the day, but there is time slots for the races. So for example, the Group 4 race is at 20 to 8. Basically, you get yourself ready. I think you can sign in 10 minutes before, and then it will organise you via your qualifying time, your sportsmanship rating and your driver rating into a lobby suitable for your skill, essentially. So it's an incredibly clever way of doing it. Very much reminds me of iRacing and the way it tackles its online racing portion, and I'm looking forward to delving a bit further into this going forwards. Aside from the sport mode, obviously you've got a bit of online on here as well, in the form of private lobbies. I've not tried these yet, so I don't know exactly what you can and can't do, but from what I can see, you can create your own lobbies, invite your friends with the small portion of tracks and cars that are available in the demo itself. The one thing I was going to say, not good. We've had an error. For the eagle-eyed amongst you, you'll notice that this is split into two sections. I did decide to record this as live, and the game decided it would crash halfway through. It's not something I've seen so far, so fingers crossed it won't happen again, but we just had a random error out of nowhere. Yes, so where were we? The online lobbies, yep. The one thing I was going to mention about sport mode is, from what I can see regarding the sport mode, you get pretty much the full complement of vehicles. So if you decide to do a Group 4 race, for example, and go to qualifying, you can select pretty much any of the cars in the game. The car list in GT Sport is something that is, I think, particularly strong. With the sport races, the cars are balanced, so they're balanced real time in game by Polyphony through a BOP system, and for what it's worth, they all seem extremely close. I tried a fair few cars in the Group 4 category earlier, just while I was trying to learn the new Maggiore circuit, and they all seem very close, all within 1 second of one another over a 2-minute 10 lap. So I was extremely impressed with that. Last but not least, on the top bar, we'll check out escapes. I know a lot of content creators from games like Forza, for example, we're looking forward to this feature, and it is basically everything that you would want from a photo mode in a game. It is absolutely unbelievable. Basically, with escapes, it selects from locations all around the world, right the way from iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower and Tower Bridge in London, right the way to picturesque French coast and the west coast of Ireland. There's loads and loads of beautiful places to choose from. You can filter them by country, so we just mentioned Ireland there, so we'll go to Ireland. We'll pick Ashford Castle. So basically it places you in the escape, and you select a car from your garage to place into the picture itself, and it'll plonk it on there. Basically, from there you can position the car, position the wheels, turn the lights on or off, obviously change the depth of field settings, filters. You can change pretty much anything you like. The wealth of options on here is absolutely unbelievable. Something way over my head anyway, but I know for certain people that enjoy taking photos on games like Forza will absolutely love the escapes mode in GT Sport. It's absolutely unbelievable. Some of the pictures I've seen on Twitter so far, even just a day into the demo, look absolutely unbelievable. And again, for content creators, we'll have a look quickly into the livery editor. I'm planning on doing a longer video on the livery editor because I feel like it deserves a bit more time, a bit more of a thorough look. I know a lot of people are very interested to see what Polyphony have done with the livery editor, because it's really their first effort at something like this, and obviously games like Forza have been doing it now for around 10 years, so it's not really something they could get away with for much longer, I don't think. Obviously, Gran Turismo like to take things to the nth degree in terms of detail, so you're able to fully customize your helmet and driver suit as well, obviously to match the livery of the car if you wish. The livery editor itself is, it's all it's cracked up to be. I mean, as I say, I'm going to go over this in more detail in a longer video. I'm going to sit down with the livery editor and really have a look at it and see what we can do. But from a brief glance so far, the options are unbelievable. From different paint types, the way you can apply decals. Missed that menu completely. The freedom within the painting of the car itself. From what I've seen so far, I've not been able to make the cars glitch or anything like that. The planes seem to work quite nicely. And what's really cool, I think, about the livery editor so far is the brand logos. I mean, Gran Turismo Polyphony have put in a huge amount of manufacturer vinyls into the game from scratch. So it makes it a huge amount more accessible to people that just want to casually paint but don't want to spend hours making brand logos from scratch to replicate their favourite designs. The majority of them are already in the game, so it's just a matter of picking them up and placing them on the car. It allows you to create some true to life paints with minimal effort, really. It's just absolutely fantastic. In terms of the game itself, Let's have a quick look at the mileage exchange actually before we finish on the features. Basically, as you drive, you level up, you gain credits, you complete your daily challenges. So the daily workout is 26 miles. Once you've done your 26 miles worth of driving, you get a car. Mileage exchange doesn't actually work in the beta or the demo or whatever it is we're referring to this as. But basically, you earn mileage tokens, and you can basically purchase customization options through the mileage exchange. So just a little bit of an add-on. The one disappointing thing, I guess, it's not all great. In the mileage exchange, some of the purchases are things like paint chips, which yeah, it's something I think should be in the editor to begin with. I don't think we should be putting special paints and things like that behind a kind of grind wall, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's an overview of what to expect from the GT Sport demo. There'll be a lot of content going up on my channel over the next couple of days. As I say, I'm planning on doing a video on the livery editor. We'll delve a bit deeper into sport mode and do some race videos and things like that. And I'll probably do a final impressions video as well. First impressions are great. I mean, I've done a decent amount of driving over the course of the day just to see what it feels like, see how the game handles, how it looks, how it performs. Obviously, we had that little crash mid-video, but apart from that, it seems pretty sound. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking forward to GT Sport like me, let me know the kind of things you're looking for in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, feel free to give me a like or a subscribe for more content in the future. Cheers guys!